Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing OMG Mondays on Wednesday. So yeah, I know I didn't upload OMG Mondays on Monday, but I just got out of a really long streak of just working every single day, and I was really tired, and I just wanted to relax most of the time, and I didn't really have a lot of time to record because I was just really exhausted. So I really only had a lot of time to record that little tapping video that I did on Monday. But I am now bringing you guys the OMG Mondays on Wednesday. But yeah, so for today's OMG Monday, I am going to be reading you guys some petty revenge stories, but holiday edition, because it's still the holiday season and I still wanted to do a couple more holiday stories. This may be the last one until the last OMG Mondays, but I just wanted to give you guys OMG Mondays even though it's on Wednesday. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get started with the video. So this first story is called My Brother-in-Law Policing Our Secret Santa List, and all of these are coming from the r/Petty Revenge subreddit. So my family-in-law wanted to have a secret Santa. My boyfriend took the initiative to generate one via an app or website, but then my brother-in-law complained that the gifts would be too random and he wanted one where everyone could make a wish list. So he did. There were no rules on how many gifts you could put on your wish list, except that the max price would be $50. Suddenly I get a text from my brother-in-law that it's not okay that I only have one item on my list, a hair straightener. I tried to explain that everything I really want I've already bought it for myself, that I wouldn't put unnecessary things on my list. He went on a dictatorship rant on my boyfriend, how not okay it was that I only have one item. Nobody else was having a problem with that. He started to demand I should put 3 items at least. So I put 3 straighteners on my list, just different brands. Here you go, Mr. Gift, for these 3 items. So this is a little nice little fun story, because why because Christmas time there are people who want a lot of things, but people who don't want a lot of things, have a lot of things, or they just don't want to buy anything. So yeah, that's kind of my brother, he needs things, because this year for my parents was why don't we try a little bit of a different type of Christmas this year, because money's been tight. I will say that in this economy, money's been tight. So they were tell us 5 wants and 5 needs that you guys want on your list, or at least a equal list of wants and needs. And I gave him my list, and my brother, he always gives a bunch of needs, but never really any wants. And he is never really a person that has to really want anything, unless it's I don't know, he never really wants anything. He just asks for things, but he never really vehemently wants something. And this girl, all she wants is just a hair straightener, and I'm what's the problem with just wanting a hair straightener? If I don't really need anything else, or if I have the money to be able to buy things on my own, what's the big deal? So yeah, so I feel this, I think brother-in-law is just being really weird. So yeah, that is the first story done. So let's do another short one, and then we'll do the long one next. So this story is titled "Don't Get Into Annoying Toy War with My Mom." Alright, so the story reads, so when my parents' first child, was a toddler, my cousin decided to buy him a special gift for Christmas. It was a purple Sesame Street saxophone that you couldn't remove the batteries from. If you pressed the buttons, it made a noise It, according to my mom, was loud as F. It annoyed my parents to the point that it mysteriously vanished one day and never seen again. The following Christmas, Mom got revenge. She bought my cousin's son a full drum set. I mean, a full expensive drum set. He played it for years before it broke. They lived in a small house with no garage, so he was playing it in the living room at all hours. Needless to say, no one has ever tried to give annoying toys to any of us since, and my cousin now hates the drums. Don't dish out what you can't take back, I suppose. So, yeah, like, I always see a little, like, funny, like, oh, like, here are things that I don't want, like, parents, like, don't want, is, like, noisy, loud, like toys and stuff like that, things that can, like, be, because kids love pressing buttons, kids love messing with things, and just doing things constantly. And I remember when my brother was younger, he had a bunch of toys where, he would just press the same button thousands of times until it, like, broke, or the speaker box was broken. Like, my brother, he would, like, just repeat everything. Like, when I was in my, like, one of my first musicals, there was a song that he would not stop singing, or just, like, the first, like, bit of the song, and it was, like, so, like, annoying. But yeah, a little word of advice for parents: don't get super loud toys with a bunch of buttons that make a bunch of loud noises. Alright, so now let's do a long one. Alright, so this one reads, Christmas Gift Revenge. So, the story reads, this was about 23 years ago. My husband was lousy at giving gifts. He would get what he wanted for himself. That year, I came home to a large box wrapped up about 10 days before Christmas, and he said it was for me. He was so excited by two. We have always been pretty broke, so we, or should I say, I, always bought for our children, and his greedy family and mother-in-law demands we always did without. For some reason, I wasn't that excited about this gift. Intuition, well, Christmas Eve comes and we open gifts. He gets all excited, telling me that I am going to love this present. I have the box to find a shop vac. We had hardwood and linoleum, so I always swept and mopped, and I had no need for it. He told me that it was wonderful because it cleans up the garage, his domain, even picks up water. He said it worked great because he already tried it before wrapping it up. I don't like this already. I was, like, peeved. I was mad. He bought it for himself. I would have been happy with a $5 necklace that turned my neck green. That night, I wouldn't even go to bed with him. He goes to the living room where I was lying down, and he told me to go to bed. I told him I wouldn't because I couldn't look at him. He then tells me now I was extremely selfish because gifts were to be what his family could use. Gifts were to be what we as a family could use, not what we would want. I laid there all night and plotted my revenge. I had to wait for a year, but like they say, best served cold. I kept quiet and told nobody on my plan for revenge. 50 weeks later, I found it. I was even looking for it, but it was staring right at me as to say, here I am, and it's time. It was in a huge box. I quickly purchased the gift, got some wrapping paper for it, and hid it. Didn't want my sneaky beats. Didn't want any sneaky beats. Christmas Eve, while he was at work, I put the present under the tree, took 2 rolls of cheap wrapping paper, and put some ribbon and bow on it. It was also had a nice weight for him. We started opening gifts, and I wait a bit. Finally, his eyes light up seeing this big box, finding out it was his. He was so excited. I told him that this was specifically bought for him. He opens the box to find a case of toilet paper. I then quoted him, Christmas was not for what we want, but what we as a family needs or could use. We we all wipe. He was furious. He complained to his brothers and everyone in my family, and his brothers told him that he deserved the toilet paper. To this day, no husband in my family will ever buy a vacuum cleaner for their wives as gifts. Alright, that was really funny. So, yeah, I have been seeing a lot of stuff on Instagram and TikTok about gift giving and stuff, and how a lot of men, I'm not saying all men, but some husbands like to buy their wives gifts to help them with a chore. So yeah, buying a vacuum cleaner for himself that he already used, a used vacuum cleaner, to give to his wife that his wife don't even use because they have linoleum and hardwood. So, buying your significant other or just anyone a gift that has to do with some kind of chore, buying a, unless, they specifically want, oh, for Christmas, I just want a new vacuum because our old one sucks, or I want, a new oven and stuff like that, or just something they really want to help, unless they specifically say they want it, then get it. But for a lot of, women, all they want is just, maybe something nice, maybe a little piece of jewelry, or something they actually say, because it's a lot. I never understand people not knowing how they give gifts. I always ask oh, what's your size of clothing? What do you actually like? What do you want? Is there anything that you specifically don't want? Is there one specific color of this thing that you want? I always try to ask because I love gift giving, and I always want to make sure that I know what they want, and I get specifically what they want. So my sister wanted blush, and she knows. I asked her oh, what color of blush? She said something that'll replace my really old blush, and it was a 6-year-old Fit Me blush that she had since high school, and it was this purpley mauve color. She just said anything that's not pink, because you guys know me, I love my hot pink blush, and so I was alright, I'll get you that blush. Or my mom wanted some sweats. Well, I had to actually return everything because my mom was I don't want you to buy me anything. I want you to give to these needy high school kids and middle school kids. And I'm fine, I'll do that, because I will appreciate whatever someone tells me they want, and I'll appreciate whatever someone gets me. And I try to make sure I get what someone really, really wants. I try to pay attention, and I feel a lot of husbands don't do that because they don't really pay attention to their wives, and I'm probably never ever going to be in a relationship, and I feel I'm perfectly fine with that. But if I ever was a husband or a partner to someone, I feel I would be a pretty good one, because I would be able to pay attention to things pretty well, and I'm able to keep things in my mind. So yeah. So, word of advice to anyone: don't buy things that for your significant other that has to do with a specific chore, or buying them towels or gloves or a mop or things like that. Don't get things that have to do with a chore. So yeah. But I think this is going to be my end for this video. I was able to do 3 stories today, and I feel it's really fun. So tell me, do you guys have any little petty revenge stories that you have? Or what do you guys think of these stories that I told you guys today? So, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to comment,